We are going to build our geometry vocabulary today. Now, there are several key words that we're going to use throughout the course. Now, we're going to start by just looking at each word individually and adding to our repertoire of words. And the first vocab word that we need to start with is just simply the word point. Now, a point, first and foremost, has no dimension. Has no dimension. It is simply a location on a plane, or simply just a location. Now, we can represent a point with a dot. And that's all we need, is just a simple dot. Now, of course, we're not just looking at one point, we're talking about multiple and many points. So we're going to represent the one point we have with a capital letter. And we will know this as point P. Now, so notice we named a point with a capital letter. Now, life would be good if this was it. But as I've already mentioned, we don't just have one point. We have many, many points that we can use to start forming ideas and concepts. And which brings us to our next vocab word, which is a line. A line has only one dimension. We can also get a unique line by drawing a line between any two given points. Now, of course, if we're drawing any line, we know from Algebra 1 that this line has an infinite amount of points. So we can have, it's just unimaginable how many points are possible. So a line has infinite amount of points. And remember, it extends forever in both directions. Now, any given line will do. Remember, a line can be drawn between any 2 points. We can call this A and call this B. Remember, points are named with capital letters. Now, if I want a name to name a line, we can call it AB using the 2 points that are given. And to denote or identify it as a line, I'm going to draw a simple line on top of AB. And since I'm not prejudiced, I could easily use BA. Both AB and BA are the same exact line. They're interchangeable. Order does not matter when we're talking about a line. One other method to determine a line is a line is you could determine a lowercase letter for that line. So we could call this line M, and M is a lowercase m. Any lowercase letter will do though. Now, a few things here that we are going to have to know here. First major thing is the word collinear. Now, collinear is the word that we use to determine points that lie on the same line. So collinear it's just points, any amount of points that lie on a line. In our case, A, B, C, and we're going to call this line N. So, point A, point B, and point C lie on line N. So, therefore, A, B, and C are collinear. Now, not all points are going to lie on line N. We could have a point D. I want you to note and notice that point D is not on line N. So thus, point D is non-collinear. Point D is non-collinear. And non-collinear is the duality or the opposite of collinear. And it just means points that do not lie on the same line. Now, notice we've stuck with just the concept of a line and we've just added vocabulary that deal with those lines given. Now let's just move up to what happens when we add more dimensions. And then we start getting the concept of planes. The first thing you need to know about planes is that they're two-dimensional. And this two-dimensional plane has no bound, meaning it goes on forever in all directions. Now, in geometry, we usually represent a plane with a parallelogram or a four-sided figure. And we represent a plane with three non-collinear points. Now these points can be anywhere on the plane. And remember, we name a point with a capital letter. Now, to name a plane, we're going to use the three non-collinear points. So it will be plane ABC. And we're not prejudiced. We could easily call it plane BCA. And I just want you to note that order does not matter when it comes to naming a plane with the three non-collinear points. Now you can also name a plane with a fancy capital letter known as a scripted letter, and you can just simply name it plane R.